This is part 2 of this series. If you want a full recap, go check out the previous part, and if you can't be bothered to do so, here is a quick recap. Twilight is a high-level spy working for the Westalis intelligence agency, short for WISE. WISE tasks their best agent, which is Twilight, to stop an impending war between them and Anya, their neighboring country, and to do so he must get close to Donovan Desmond, the head of the National Union Party of Anya, and thanks to Desmond's reclusive nature, as he has never seen in public, his only social appearances are in a private academy for elites his two sons attend. So in order to complete the mission, Twilight must get married, have a child, and enroll him or her into this academy, all in less than 7 days. Twilight makes haste to complete the first step of the mission, which is to acquire a child under the fake identity of Lloyd Forger, who is a psychiatrist. He adopted what he thought was an exceptionally smart orphaned girl named Anya, but in reality she's telepathic. After successfully passing the entrance exam, Lloyd starts to bond with Anya little by little. Soon after, Lloyd meets Yuri at a tailor shop, who is secretly an S-rank assassin codenamed the Thorn Princess. Since Lloyd is looking for a pretend wife for the upcoming school entrance interview, and since Yuri is also looking for a boyfriend or husband, as a single woman above 26 are suspicious in their time, they both agreed to get married, although both don't know each other's true identity. Some time has passed and their pretend family seems to grow stronger and stronger up, until the day of the school interview. After passing a hefty pre-selection exam, they are permitted to enter the interview room. Inside, they are greeted by 3 head teachers who start asking the usual questions which they've already practiced. That's until the fat middle one, who recently got divorced, starts sabotaging Anya. All because he's jealous of their family, asking her whether she likes her old mommy or her new one. This in turn made Anya cry, as her past is still unknown. At this point, Lloyd alongside Yuri are furious, but they're both confused about their feelings as their family is fake, and just before Yuri is about to murder this man, Lloyd jumps forward and smashes the table to pieces. He then states that he wanted the best education for his daughter, but if this is how they do stuff, maybe he picked the wrong school. After they leave, a small scuffle happens between the 2 heads. The next day, the family is distraught because of what happened yesterday, but to their surprise they actually get accepted, thanks to one of the teachers taking a liking to them. And on the first day of school, Anya ends up punching Damien Desmond, the son of Donovan Desmond aka Twilight's target, and in turn makes Lloyd lose the will to live. The next day, Anya apologizes profusely for punching him, stating that she only did it in self-defense as he was bullying her and her friend. Lloyd assures her that it's okay as long as she properly apologizes to Desmond. At school, Anya is greeted by Becky, Black Belt, daughter of the CEO of Black Bell Heavy Industries, a major military manufacturer. Anya is surprised by how loaded she is, so Becky offers her rides to and from school. Soon enough, they bump into Desmond and his crew. Remembering that fate of the world lays on her shoulders, Anya tries to go apologize, but is quickly dragged off by Becky, who states that stupidity might be contagious. Seeing this, a spying Twilight gets supremely mad as he starts to think that she's been hired by an opposing organization to sabotage them. But he quickly backtracked, stating that it's very unlikely. At class, and especially after reading everyone's minds, Anya gets anxious, as apparently everyone thinks she's a violent monster. Seeing her friend worried, Becky assures her that she will stay by her side no matter what. Some context here, especially to new viewers. The reason Becky's acting this way is that she thinks that Anya punched Desmond for her sake, but in reality she did so because he started annoying her. Desmond then states to himself that no one has ever disrespected him like that before, not even his big brother. Sensing his gaze on her, Anya turns around, but he quickly looks away. At the end of class, Anya falls asleep. Seeing this, the teacher states that if she punched Desmond and fell asleep on her second day in school, then she must be a delinquent. After waking up, Anya rushes to find Desmond while mumbling about world peace again. Worried about her friend, Becky reassures her that she doesn't need to apologize, as she has her by her side. This only seems piss Twilight off even more, who disguised himself as a janitor, but thanks to her powers, Anya manages to spot him. Twilight then tries numerous ways to get her to apologize, which all ended in failure. At lunch, Anya tried to apologize, But Becky stops her. Yet again, seeing this, Twilight gets pissed and results in taking her out of the equation by calling to the student hall from an intercom. This in turn gave Anya the perfect opportunity to confront Desmond and deliver a heartwarming tearful apology. Seeing her sob, Desmond becomes tongue-tied and blushes, as he realizes that she really means it. Furthermore, he reflects on how he catches her randomly looking at him, as if she's staring into his soul. Confused by his newfound feelings, Desmond rejects her apologies and runs out of the cafeteria. Seeing this, Twilight loses faith in humanity again. So in short, this little dude fell in love with a girl, who sucker punched him and put him in his place. Oh damn, he's gonna to be into some weird stuff when he grows up. Well anyways, back home, Twilight pressures Anya and her studies as it's their last bet at getting close to Desmond's father. But Anya resists this a bit and not wanting to study. She tries to read Twilight's mind to get answers, but she's overwhelmed by his mind, as he's thinking of thousands of ways to achieve his mission. She then calls for her mommy to help her, but she quickly finds out that she's basically an airhead and all she thinks about is killing. Frustrated, Anya storms off to her room. Twilight tries to chase after her, but Yuri convinces him, otherwise just before backtracking and apologizing as she thinks she's not part of the family. Lloyd assures her that her opinion does matter to him and that Anya thinks of her as a mother. Later that day, Lloyd tries to apologize to Anya, but he finds her passed out at her desk surrounded by books, revealing that she fell asleep while studying. Twilight then takes this moment to reflect on how to be a better father to Anya. The next day, Twilight meets up with the head agent who questioned him about the status of the mission and whether Anya is up for the task. Twilight struggles to lie and reassures her that she can pull it off. She then informs him that Otani's secret police have been making a lot of noise recently and he should be on his guard. Later that day at your workplace, one of the finance guys gets arrested by the secret police for supposedly selling info to Westalia. Yuri then states to her friends that this is so scary and she's thankful that she got married, otherwise she might have been suspected. One of your co-workers then informed her that she had met with her younger brother and informed him of her recent marriage and further states that he will be visiting her tonight. Hearing this, Yor freaks out as she hadn't told him herself and she hadn't anticipated this. At the secret police headquarters, it is then revealed that Yor's younger brother named Yuri is an upcoming Imperial officer prodigy as he effortlessly extracts info from their recent subject, and the sole reason he became an Imperial officer is to protect where his sister lives. Well, later that day, Yor hurries home and informs Twilight of their dire situation, predicting something like this might happen. Twilight takes out a variety of lovey-dovey stuff made specifically for the two of them. Well, seeing the stuff made them both blush, which Anya starts calling them out for flirting with each other. At night, on his way to his sister's house, Yuri starts to think of some weird stuff about her. Then he starts to question why she hadn't told him that she got married, to which he comes to the conclusion that she married a jerk who abuses her. Yuri then states to himself that if it turns out to be true, he will throw the bastard in himself for the rest of his life. Knocking on the door, Twilight is alarmed by his demeanor, but he pushed through this thought for now. After entering, Yuri proceeds to give Twilight the cold shoulder. He then asks his sister why she didn't tell him about her marriage. Flashback showed that Yor convinced Twilight to let her handle her brother, as she knows him like the back of her hand. Back to reality, Yor tells him that she simply forgot. This seemed to shock Twilight as nobody in their right mind would believe this, but he's further shocked to see that he actually believed her. Twilight then presents Yuri with the variety of foods which he likes, but still he keeps on giving an attitude. Yuri then asks the both on how they met. Twilight then proceeded to compliment the hell out of Yor to the point where she had to remind herself that they're in a fake relationship. Yuri then throws a barrage of questions at them in hopes of getting them to slip up. Twilight remarks on how this feels a lot more like an interrogation, and after a short conversation, Twilight comes to a shocking realization as they're talking about wine. Their whole conversation is scripted from the book of Deception, only issued to Special Ostenia Forces. But suddenly, as he tries to take a knife, his hand and Yor touch, so they flinch in embarrassment. A drunk Yuri picks up on this and demands that they kiss on the spot to prove that they're really married. Having been in numerous fake relationships, Twilight accepts and tries to kiss Yor, but she gets super embarrassed. So in order to do so, Yor down to the whole bottle of wine. Then she proceeded to move in for a kiss. Flashbacks showed that while they were younger, Yor would always provide, take care and encourage Yuri on his studies to the point he asked her to marry him when he grows up. Back to reality, Yuri regrets asking them to kiss and tries to stop them. But a drunk Yor gets super embarrassed yet again and accidentally slaps Yuri, sending him flying through the air. Yuri stands up and confesses that he can't stand to look at his sister kissing another man, that for now her lips are all his. This earned him another slap, gravely injuring him. Yuri then tries to help her brother up, but they almost fall as they're too drunk. Twilight catches them both and compliments them both on how strong their bond is. He then invites Yuri to help them provide the best possible life for Yuri. Hearing this, he gets mad and embarrassingly leaves. The next day, Anya wakes up and after reading Twilight's mind, she finds out that her uncle is in the secret police and that she had missed his visit as she fell asleep. Being the espionage enthusiast that she is, she gets very upset. Twilight then starts overthinking a possible connection between Yuri and her brother, stating that they might be plotting to bring him down and that failure means death not only for him but to tens of thousands of innocent people. Having read his mind, Anya tries to reassure him, but backtracks by saying that the food is terrible, causing Yuri to get sad as she's the one who cooked it. Twilight put the listening device on Yuri's collar, and just before everyone heads out, Anya tells the both of them to get along, surprising them as if she can read minds. All at Yuri's workplace, Twilight spends the whole day spying on her, but he quickly comes to the realization that he might be on the wrong foot here, especially after she asked her coworkers for advice on how to be a good wife and mom. Being that they're all jealous of her, they simply tell her to just break up. Twilight, who's still skeptical, decides to put her through one more test as he and Scruffy Guy, his assistant, disguise themselves as secret police agents and confront Yuri, all in hopes of getting her to confess her ties to her brother. But this seemed to backfire, especially after Scruffy starts blackmailing her, stating that all her family and loved ones would be killed. This causes her to fight back, stating that her family and her brother are all upstanding members of society and she's willing to do whatever it takes to protect them. At last, disappointed in himself, Twilight later meets Yuri on the way home and advises her to stay true to herself without fretting about her wife facade. A relief. Yuri then expresses her happiness and appreciation for being Lloyd's partner just before they go buy a cake and go home to celebrate their 1-year anniversary. That's all for today. I hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to subscribe.